Hi, I am Reimarc from 2G3 AB Psychology. Watch me as I impersonate Sigmund Freud, one of the pioneers in the world of psychology. At this very moment, I am going to discuss psychoanalysis. Our past experiences influence our present behaviors. The first to develop was id. As a child the day it was born. The basic instinct in the id was seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and suffering. It seeks the things that we always wanted in our life. It is our unconscious, the part of our mind that we are not aware of. The second one is ego. It was connected in our reality. Most of it is in our conscious mind, and partly of it is in our unconscious mind. The thing we are not aware of. The third one is superego. It is our moral principle. Conscience, what is right from wrong. As they connected to each other, the id, ego, and superego, as the work of ego was to choose between id and superego. For an example, a person saw an apple in a basket. So the id was telling that he must get the apple. But the superego contradict what the id telling to the person. The ego has to choose between id and superego, the desire or what to do is right.
As the structure of personality, having a complexity of limits to the decisions, anxiety having a domain from it. An anxiety is an unpleasant state accompanied by physical sensation that warns the person about an impending danger. As we have three types of anxiety, the first is conflict with id, the neurotic anxiety. It is the traumatic event that happens when we see figure of high personnel. We are scared of something like punishment. The second is in superego conflict, moral anxiety. It triggers our conscience through something that is need to be given. Like when we see an old woman carrying heavy bags, we tend to help her because of our conscience. Lastly, the ego-realistic anxiety occurs when we are not familiar with the places, and sometimes it comes up with a mixed anxiety. But in all of it, the ego is responsible for making it solve. And when our ego can make it up, we use the defense mechanism. It was the strategies used by the ego to protect itself itself from unpleasant or threatening experiences or emotions or all the anxiety. The first defense mechanism is repression, defined as forcing down emotions, impulses, or memories down the unconscious to reduce anxiety by effectively forgetting them. But when the memories that are too old to be kept by a person comes up to an ugly way as it develops the characteristics of a person. Denial is the second one, as we deny the unpleasant experiences and then the reaction formation, which is a person leaping the unpleasant memories or experiences. It's like when a person lost his job and tend to have a celebration, but as he know that it is the only way or his job to make him feel alive. Next is sublimation, the converting of the unpleasant experiences or emotions into more socially acceptable form. It's like when you feel always alone, you just convert it into a writing on your own book about yourself. All of these mechanisms are usually in our unconscious mind, and when we are usually depends on these mechanisms, it causes problem and increase the conflict between ego and super ego. The id and super ego need to be balanced off to avoid the unsolvable characteristic of a person. The answer for this is the person having it needs to know all the repressed memories or emotions he contained. Dynamics of personality. Drive is in the id. It operates as a constant motivational force. As an internal stimulus, drives differ from external stimuli in that they cannot be avoided through flight. Sex drive, the entire body is invested with libido, especially on the erogenous zones. The ultimate aim of sexual drive, reduction of sexual tension, cannot be changed, but the path by which the aim is reached can be varied, can be expressed via narcissism, love, sadism, and masochism. Aggression. The aim of the destructive drive is to return the organism to an inorganic state, because the ultimate inorganic condition is death. The final aim of the aggressive drive is self-destruction. Thanatos, death drive. That's all I can say for now. Thank you for listening. Once again, I am Sigmund Freud.